Alright, welcome to the Franchise Time Machine. We're going to do a continuation of episode 731, which was when we built this lowest war player season roster. And I think we've got it close enough now that we can import it and finalize it. We did lose a couple of players because Federal League players are just not importing properly, which is weird because in BREF they're treated as major leagues. Um, I assumed that the OTP would too, but it seems like they're not. They're coming in nerfed the way NEL players used to before they were um, started being treated as major league players in OTP. So I did make a bug report, but I have not heard back on that one. So hopefully they address that because there's a big chunk of players that are now not accessible because they are Federal League players. Yeah, there's still no response to my bug report, so it's been almost a week. Maybe I'll bump it, see if it gets any attention if I bump it to the top. But we did have a big enough roster that I think we can overcome that. Let me pull up the see if I can pull up that. Yeah, I've got that list that Barry Basher sent along. So if we do have to reference it again, I do still have access to it, I think. And the pitcher list, also from Barry Basher. Okay, so we should be good. So this will be kind of like real life low ball. So let's work on the pack giveaway form. I did put this pack giveaway form up previously. This is a copy of it. If you were one of the two people who entered when I thought we were going to send this during episode 731, you will have to resubmit your answers. But you'll have more information now too. Like some of these players did not import properly. Alright, so let's see what I have to update here. Okay, this is no longer quite correct. I think it's a roster of 46 players. I think we'll go 13 batters. Let's go 14 batters. I don't know. I thought it was for out of this. Okay, so we'll just have a roster of players. 14 batters and 12 pitchers. And we're gonna take over the Yankees. I don't want them to play. I want them to play the Rockies as little as possible. so this should be a low ball form. Well, they have the worst record in the majors, worst record in the sub league, in this case the American League. They finished last in their division. Will make their playoffs, win the division, regular season wins, and then that's the end of the Survivor style. Then second place games behind, All Stars, Gold Glove winners, MLB rank, 6 different categories, home runs hit, strikeouts by batters, lowest batting average, lowest OPS, lowest batter WAR. Pitching side, regular season strikeouts thrown, home runs allowed, highest ERA with at least 100 innings pitched, highest WHIP, lowest pitcher WAR. All right, yeah, looks good. So let's get that pinned to the chat. We imported them previously and found a few issues with Federal League players and stuff. I am going to try to stick to the roster file that we created. Let me see if I can put that up as far as the starters. But some of the starters include Federal League players, so I know we won't be able to use them. Let's see. Hold on. Let me find that roster. There we go. Okay, this should... So I'm going to try to stick to this file as much as I can. But we know some of the players did not import well, these Federal League players in particular. So we're going to have to figure that out. But now that we know that's going to happen and we have the roster ready, we should be able to get the sim in tonight. Yeah, last time around I thought it was going to be just pretty easy. I would just grab the 2 lowest at every position. But it turned out not to be that easy. Ooh, I get to bam a bot. There we go. Okay, so did I put the... Oh, I didn't. I don't think I put the form in the chat. Link to form for tonight's 10-pack giveaway. All right. Good luck, everybody. Go ahead and pin that in the chat. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and set this up. New game, new quick start game. We use to create a roster run environment even when we're not playing create a roster because we want fundamentally all the same things, which is the players don't change, the rosters don't change during the season. So this is experiment, OOTP27, episode 738, Low War. Let me open a notepad file to keep track of these pack giveaway things. Alright, we're going to take over the Yankees tonight. As a Mets fan, of course, my crosstown rivals. All right, I'm taking over again. Anytime we have a community player play a community game, I go ahead and change the manager to them. But for my Sims, I change it back to my manager. Commissioner mode cannot be fired. Okay, so we're gonna our opener's gonna be against the Brewers. Clay Dog, that's against you. Let's go ahead and set up the mailbox. This does not import with the quick start, so we're gonna set this up. And the manager options as well. This minimizes the interruptions. And we'll delete out the Yankees roster. Let's see. Judge is a 5-star. Stanton's a 4-star. Devin Williams is a 3.5-star. Azar Rodon and Freed. Alright. Goodbye, everybody. Alright, let's go ahead and do the import. Every sim you get to see a Brewers game. Every time we take over the Yankees, at least. Let's see. Manager pull down, GM and manager actions, sign a free agent. Actions, import historical players. Historical database. Oh, you know what? I think I published that form before I actually got done updating it. Did I update it? I guess it's close enough. Alright, let's see. Low war. Real stats. 1 year calculation base. That's the thing that we got from OOTP. Fielding ratings. We might have to do entire career. And you know what? That's fine too, because the downside of entire career, it gets you more coverage. It tends to nerf the quality, which kind of makes sense, right? Because you're not looking at their peak seasons anymore. But this is a bad team, so who cares if we nerf their quality? Nerf away. Pitcher Salmon, I do think is going to be imported season. And then the small sample size, we are going to have to take that, because I think we do have some small sample size players in here. As usually, thank you for doing Stritches for Crouton. He is, again, not in the room, but let me go see where he is. Alright, they have been delivered. He is out of the room. I might turn that redemption off. I think it's going to get a little disruptive since I have to get up and walk out and then walk back every time. But thank you for the channel point redemption. Yeah, so Amber, you might have missed it at the beginning. I said this is a new form from the one we did in episode 731 that we never got to sim. We're also taking over a different team, so you're probably better off resubmitting anyway. Okay, so we're going to do the small sample size thing here and go ahead and import. $44 players imported. So I think the other two that I had, because I had 46, I opened up the sim from episode 731 and then 46. I think we did import a couple as one-offs, and that's where we found out it's the Federal League players that were the problem. So we're going to have to just do without them, because we know they're not going to import properly, because we already tested that out. So let me see if I can recreate how much of the roster we can recreate. So let's send everyone to the reserve. Okay, this is an annoying thing. You can't do a batch send to reserve. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Oh, that's right. We brought them into the free agency pool. but still annoying that you can't do a batch assign. Okay, well, let's do this then. We'll go from this and try to build as much as we can, and then we'll see where the holes are. Okay, so our two catchers were going to be Sport McAllister and Kurt Manwaring. They should both have imported just fine. Oh wait, Sport McAllister's. Oh, here he is. Sport McAllister imported as a right fielder. Does he have catcher? He does have. Ooh, so a little Swiss Army knife action. All right, we're gonna change his position to catcher. Oh, you know what? I can't change his position until he's on my team, which is fine. You know what? Let's go ahead and shortlist everybody just in case something happens. All right, Sport McAllister. As we add them too, I'm going to add the year. 1899. Out of habit, I almost added the Mets, which would be pretty fitting to have add all these terrible players to the Mets, but we're going to add to the Yankees. So there's a catcher. And now that he's on the roster, I should be able to change his position to set position to catcher. Okay. Lone Star SW, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. For those of you who don't know, Lone Star is going to be doing a 24-hour stream on the 24th. Wait, I thought it's Thursday. Wait, what's today? I'm so confused. Today's Tuesday. I thought you were doing 24 hours on the 24th. But Thursday's the 23rd. I'm confused now. I want to tell people to go watch your 24-hour stream, but I don't want to tell them the wrong day. Is it starting on Thursday the 23rd or starting on Friday the 24th? Thursday the 23rd, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, perfect. So we will raid in Thursday night whenever I finish. And look, Lone Star, I'm going to raid into despite the fact that there was a live sumo tournament going on. And whenever there's a live sumo tournament going on, I almost always raid into Midnight Sumo. But this is a big event, so we're going to raid into Lone Star SW on Thursday night. But if you want to check it out beforehand or after, and you missed this stream, but you still want to check it out, make sure you go follow Lone Star SW. I mean, most of you came in on the raid, but there you go. So, yeah. Most prolific OOTP streamer who is not yet an OOTP affiliate. So, let's try to get that changed. So for the Raiders, what we're doing is, and there's a pack giveaway form pinned to the chat if you want to participate, guessing how this team is going to do. But we previously built a roster of the lowest war player seasons of all time, and we are going to build them into a 26-man roster, probably 14 batters and 12 pitchers, and run them in the 2025 Major League Baseball season. So it should be a lot of fun. We'll be a terrible team. The question is, how terrible will they be? Does anyone think you're not a nice person in IRL? You seem like a very nice person on your stream, so I think we all assume you're also pretty nice IRL. So yeah, so we just imported them into the free agency pool. You can import them directly to a team, but for today, we're importing them into the free agency pool, and now I'm assigning them to the team. So that's where you've come in. So we're bringing the catchers. We brought in Sport McAllister, who actually imported as a right fielder, and then Kurt Manwaring is to be our other. Kurt Manwaring's season is a negative 2.5 WAR season. So let's go ahead and surprisingly, these really bad war seasons, some of them are 2-star seasons. And I think, do we even have some 2.5 stars? Yes, we have some 2.5 star seasons. So the lowest war season of all time. Now, part of that I think is, you get a bonus or a penalty depending on what position you play. So it could be that your ratings aren't that bad, but you play a position where you get penalized into a worse war. Um, or for whatever reason, a couple of these players are coming to 2.5 star. A lot of 2 stars and a handful of 1.5 stars. I thought it'd be mostly 1.5 stars and 1 stars. So to put it in creator roster terms, these are like bench level and some scrub level players. Um, if that helps you think about your pack giveaway. All right, so Kurt Manwaring is the next one we're going to import to our team. And we're going to add the year as well for each one. Oh, Lone Star, don't worry. They will chat. We have a pretty active late night chat here, so. Let's see. Adding them to the Yankees. Okay, so we have our 2 catchers. And let's get their ratings up in here, too. Yeah, so 2-star catchers. That's actually not too bad. For the lowest WAR seasons, not too bad. So Sport McAllister 1899. If we look at real life stats, 1899. See, okay, this is interesting. The OOTP WAR is different from the BREF WAR. We're using BREF WAR where Sport McAllister had a negative 2.7. Let's see what it is for Manwaring then. Manwaring is coming in with this is 1997 Manwaring, -1. According to BREF, he's a negative 2.5. So in general, the OTP wars are not as bad. Okay, Lone Star, yeah, have a good night. Thanks again for the raid, and good luck on Thursday. We will raid into you whenever I finish here, which is good. Maybe we can give you a little boost as you by then you'll be like 6 or 7 hours in, so we'll try to give you a little boost of energy with a raid and some chat. Probably around like 1 a.m. Pacific time. It's usually when we finish up, so we'll see you then. So yeah, 24-hour stream from Lone Star SW, starting around 7 p.m. Pacific time. All right, let's go back then to the free agency pool. Let's add our first baseman, which are okay. Huey Miller is already a problem, so we know that. Huey Miller, I think, almost certainly did not import. Why does it keep defaulting to all batters? I want to see everybody. Let's sort by name first. Let's just make sure we don't miss Huey Miller. Yeah, so Miller. Oh, no, here he is. He did import. Okay, but this is an incorrect import. You can tell because he has no defensive ratings. And this is like the default import. This is also 1914 Huey Miller, and according to this, he didn't play in 1914. So we're actually probably better off deleting Huey Miller at this point, because this is not a representative import. So we're going to delete this player. Alright, so that means we're in the market for a new first baseman. First, let's bring in Chris Davis. He's the first baseman who did import. Chris Davis imported as a 2-star. Chris Davis. All right, now who's our next first baseman in the parking lot? George Scott, negative 2.8. So do we have George Scott here? All right, why didn't George Scott import? He should have been part of this. Did Fred Raymer import? No. Okay, who's the latest person on my list? Did Pat Rocket? Pat Rocket did. George Bell? George Bell did. Milt Stock? Milt Stock did. I wonder if for some reason I didn't import these last two. Because George Scott should not be a Federal League player because he played. We're grabbing 1967, and then Fred. Okay, so let's see if we can grab Fred Raymer, 1905. Okay, Fred Raymer did import. He does look complete. I think I just didn't have him in the file at the time. Okay, so Fred Raymer, we'll just go ahead and add him to the short list. And then we'll also import George Scott, who's going to be our other first baseman. Because we were going to import... Oh, wait a second. We might not... Okay. I forgot. I didn't set this up as a traditional roster file. I set this up as 2 at every position, and then we're going to sort out who we're going to take. Right, normally I would have it set so it'd be like catcher, first base, and so on. But I have 2 catchers, 2 first base, and 2 second base. So we're going to bring everybody in. So that's what we'll do. We'll bring in 2 first basemen. So we will bring in this... who was it? George Scott. Didn't he play Patton? Alright, so let's also import... Too bad you could just import from the other roster you had imported. I mean, I think it still would have had the same problems. 1967. I didn't update the TXT file, I think, with these last couple of entries. Whoa. No way, 4 stars. There's something wrong there. It must not have been 1960. Oh, it was 1968. Negative 2.2 war. Okay, let's keep this here. We'll label him as 1967 because he's one of those players who had a terrible war season right after a really good war season. So let's see them side by side. This will be fun. Okay, let's import Scott 1968. Yeah, a 2-star next to a 4-star, 1 year apart. Yeah, we'll add both of them to the short list too. Look how different. BABIP, 55-point difference. Power, 30-point difference. 10-point difference. Defense is the same because we took total career defense, but... All right, so this, here's what we'll do. We'll put both. Oh, I can't do both. All right, we're eventually going to put both the Yankees, but we'll put the good one on the reserve. Hey, oh, Greenville, North Carolina. I know Greenville, South Carolina. I've never been to Greenville, North Carolina. All right, so let's go ahead and put him on the Yankees. We'll put both on the Yankees. I'll put this one on the Yankees too, but this one's going to go on the reserve. Do anyone also notice clean shaven, not clean shaven? Pretty big complexion difference too. Okay, so the 68 one is the one we're going to send to the reserve. Oh, no, wait. Is it the 68 or the 67? It's the 67 we're sending to the reserve. Okay. So now we have 2 catchers, 2 first basemen. Perfect. Two second basemen. Those are gonna. Maybe we'll just do this now. Now that we kind of know who's who. John Missy is a federally player, so we're not going to have him here. We do have Jake Parrott with a negative 2.4 WAR season. Oh wait, no, Jake Parrott also did not. Oh no, there's Jake's Parrott. Negative 2.4 WAR season. Oh, he's listed as the first baseman, so we're gonna bring him over and then make him a second baseman. Okay, now these on the Yankees, I should be able to change his position to second base. All right, so we don't have John Missy, so our backup at second base was going to be Fred Raymer, negative 2.6 WAR. There's Fred Raymer. We just brought him in. 1.5 star. Does have good avoid K, but that's about it. Fred Raymer is in 1905. Oh, I don't think I added the year to Jigs. Let's go back and do that. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. 4-star potential. Okay, good. Jigs Parrott, this was 1895. Alright, so those are the second basemen. Third base. So usually thinks that when I imported the TXT file, I might have had the double total of the selected year on. So that might have adjusted the ratings. The double total. I don't. Can you clarify? I don't know what the double total means. Okay, so third base. Jerry Royster, I know did import, and Hunter Hill, I'm pretty sure did not import properly. So there's Jerry Royster. There's Hunter Hill. Oh no, Hunter Hill did import. He was. Oh, my concern with him, he was a split season, but he did import as a 1.5 star, so I think we're good. So Hunter Hill is one of our third basemen. This is 1904. And Jerry Royster. From 1977. All right. So those are the third basemen. Now shortstops. Jim Levy. See, why is it? I did not toggle this to all batters, but it did it on its own. Jim Levy, 1.5 star, shortstop from 1933. And the other shortstop is Ed Gagnier, Gagnier. I think he did not import. So Pat Rocket, I believe, is our backup. Awesome name. So definitely upgrading the name. Pat Rocket, -3 WAR. So he's definitely deserving of a spot on the team. So we'll bring him in from 1978. All right, shortstops are done. 2 left fielders. Jim Lilly was I put him as a left fielder because they just had him as outfield in Baseball Reference. Some of the older players, even their batting is unknown, like left or right or switch. And for several, it'll just say O for outfield instead of like 7, 8, or 9 for left, center, or right. So Jim Lilly, he did import as a left fielder. Oh, he's a good fielder actually. He's all glove, but no bat. So this is an interesting profile. His bat is so bad that even with the positive WAR from the fielding, he was still an all-time low WAR. Oh, for the calculation of the ratings, that's just for if you pick like 3 or 5 year blended profile. It just calculates. It gives more weight to the target year. So I don't think that would have changed the year. But this is a really interesting profile that we're bringing in here. And he did come in as a left fielder, so that's good. 1886. All right, next left fielder is Sweet Lou Piniella with a -3.1. It's a 2-star. Doesn't actually look that bad, but it's a -3 WAR, just pretty bad. What does OOTP have his WAR as? What year was this again? 73. Let's update that first, so I don't have to keep looking back here. And let's put him on the Yankees. All right, so BREF has his WAR as -3.1 for this season we're grabbing for Sweet Lou. And the game has him as, wow, -0.2. I think for BREF we're just looking at B WAR. I think we're just looking at batter WAR. But that also doesn't explain it because his glove is not good in the game. His glove is a 50 in left, which is not great. So it can't be that. It is so weird that their WARs are so different. Wow. This will be interesting. Okay. So Sweet Lou is in here now. Center fielders, George Wright, -3.7. Ah, that is terrible. -3.7, man. George Wright, a 1.5 star from 1985. He reported as a right fielder, but he does have some. He's a 60 center fielder, man. All right, we're gonna change his position to center field. Wow. what was his all right, negative 2.3. This is the most negative of the OOTP wars. He was terrible. He hit 190, 483, 483 OPS. Come on, man. Break 500 for us. He did hit 2 bombs, though. 4 steals, 7 caught stealing. Just doing everything to subtract value. This guy's great. He's our starting center fielder for sure. We gotta force start him in center field. This guy's awesome. All right, Nate McLouth is our other center field, negative 2.7. McLouth did import here as a 2-star. Look at the power numbers. But 25 BABIP. 25 BABIP. Amazing. Wow. 45 avoid K, 25 BABIP. Not, and, you know, it's not like he has a power eye. He's 50 power. So, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Alright, so he is a 2010. Okay. And then, so 2 center fielders, 2 right fielders. Jose Guillen, negative 3.3. George Bell he's on the reserve right now. I don't think he's in the main. 1993. This actually doesn't look like a bad Guillen profile. 55 avoid K, 50 BABIP, 45 gap, 50 power, 30 eye. That doesn't sound bad to me. That actually sounds like a good player. I mean, not good, but like, I don't know why that equates to 2 stars. Yeah, interesting. This profile might be too good for the team. I mean, we do have a lot of cuts we still have to make, so. What was his 1997? See, this has him as a positive 1.3. But I have him down here as a negative 3.3. I mean, did I take the wrong year by mistake? Let me look up Jose Guillen. Jose Guillen, right fielder. 1997. Negative 3.3 war. BREF has him as negative 3.3 war. Alright, well, he'll probably get cut because he's too good. That is a weird disconnect between BREF war and OOTP war. So George Bell might get called up from the reserve squad. The other right fielder we have is Willie McGee from 1999. I mean, for a second I was saying not too bad, but it's just BABIP. 45 avoid K, 30 gap, 20 power, 35 eye. Oh, you know what? This is the problem, I think, with bringing in... I should have done the imported season because the imported season defense probably was bad. How many players have I done so far? Yeah, I think I should do the imported season defense. because we also looked at their imported season for the rostering. So, yeah, I did this wrong. We're gonna delete all these guys. Maybe I should have saved the game before I did that, but I'm deleting everybody. We're gonna import them again with just the imported season defense. Oh, and let's add, as long as we're at it, let's go ahead and add to that file um, those two players. Now I have to find the file though. All right, bear with me. I have a lot of notepad files to look through. All right, that's the cat theme one, so I think I'm close. Low War. Oh, I already found it. Awesome. Okay, so we're just missing those two at the end, right? Milt Stock. Yeah, so we need to add Raymer and George Scott. Okay, copy that. Add this to the bottom over here. Save it. Okay, so now we're going to re-import from the file, which now I've updated to include those two other players. And defense will be based on imported season. That might solve some of the war issues, because if the imported season also had terrible defense, then yeah, look, we have a lot more 1.5 stars now. I think using career defense was like boosting, um, like who came in as a 2-star before that we can now look at. I should have kept better track. But yeah, now I think the defense is. Yeah, Chris Davis had 2 positions. I think he was a 50 at first. Now he's a 45, so that's good. Sweet Lou, I think, was a 50 and had 2 positions. Now he's a 45. Who was that outfielder that had. It was McLouth, I think. No? McLeod's still pretty good, actually. He just lost a position, but still pretty good. Yeah, George Wright was, I think, 2-star versus 4-star. Now he's 1.5 star because I think his fielding is so much worse. Okay, this is better. This is that. I think that actually helps a little bit. Okay, so catchers. Kurt Manwaring. But the first one was Sport McAllister. Let's shortlist everybody. And then Sport McAllister. Right. Sorry, you're all going to have to see me do this again. 1899. MLB Yankees. And we're going to make him a catcher. And then Kurt Manwaring, 1997. All right, first base. This is where we go. Chris Davis. Oops, that's the file name. The year 2018. Okay, and then our other first baseman is George Scott. .30 BABIP, 35 power. Oh, man, what? Somehow he has high gap, but like, what's the use of having high gap if you're not going to get any base hits? All so let's add him to the Yankees. All right, second base. This is Fred Raymer. Oh, I keep thinking it's Crater roster and trying to paste him. I have to type in the year. All right, Raymer's already a second baseman, so we don't have to edit that. And then our other second baseman is Jigs Parrott. Oh, wait a second. He did not come in with any second baseman. We have him listed as a second baseman. Jigs Parrott in 1895. Let me check BREF. Jigs Parrott 1895. Oh, it's 1894. I brought in the wrong version of Jigs Parrott. $18.94. Alright, I've corrected that in the file. And I'm going to correct it in the spreadsheet. 1894. 1894 is a -4 season. Although, according to this, they're all -4. But and for BREF, it is 1894, -2.8 WAR season. And he played second base. Alright, so we're going to delete this version of him. And bring in this one should be second base only. Yeah, second base. We'll have to add him to the short list. Yeah, second base only. Terrible batting profile. $18.94. Okay. Yeah, I missed that. I missed that the last time through because we had career fielding on. So that was another bonus of single season fielding. It helped me catch that mistake I made. All right, next up is third base. Jerry Royster and Hunter Hill, both imported okay. So there's Hunter Hill. 35 at third base. 1904. And Jerry Royster. Still comes in with some good fielding, good flexibility. So that'll almost ensure that he makes the roster because we'll need a few players like that who can fill multiple roles. And according to BREF, he had a -4 WAR season, so he's a lock. Royster and Hill. Okay, shortstop Levy and Pat Rocket. I should be able to arrow down to get to Pat Rocket. Yeah, there's Pat Rocket. And he is 1978. All right, next up is outfield. Jim Lilly. Oh, it was Jim Lilly that had all the good fielding, and now his fielding is terrible. His left field only, and he's a 45. I'm pretty sure it was Jim Lilly that had the good fielding last time. Well, that's not what I want. I want the year 1886. All right, Jim Lilly, and then Sweet Lou. Yeah, his fielding changed a lot. His bat though is surprisingly good. Yeah, this is the one where he had a positive or negative .2 in OTP versus the negative 3.1. Yeah, so I'm inclined to already send him to the reserve as being too good. And that, I mean, we didn't import him wrong. I just think there's a disconnect between BREF War and OTP War. So I think Sweet Lou. Oh, we didn't get a year for Jim Levy. There was someone else who I thought imported too well, right? No, I guess not. It's just Sweet Lou. All right, George. Oh yeah, these are Treat. These two center fielders. 19. Well, I can look up Sweet Lou. I have 1973 in the spreadsheet. And I think I just looked him up. BREF has his 1973 as negative 3.1. So it is 1973. We're just going to have to send him to the reserve. He just imported too well. BREF 1975 is only a negative 1.7. So we're not going to take that one. George Wright. He's a 40 in center field. We will set his position as center field. 1985. All right, and then Nate McLeod. He also was a good fielder. I mean, surprisingly good profile. Power-ish. 50 power, 65 eye, but the 25 BABIP and 45 OAK are pretty awesome. He also might be too good, though. In 2010, he had a 0 WAR. So this is another one where there's a pretty big disconnect between BREF. So I think we'll start with him on the reserve too. There he is. George Scott needs a year. 68. All right, right field. Oh, Jose Guillen, right? Was that another one that came in kind of high? Jose Guillen, 1997. I mean, that's a decent profile. That does not look like a 2-star to me. So I think we're going to start with him in the reserve too. And then Willie McGee. Do we have another right fielder we can bring in? Oh, this is where maybe George Bell is going to come into play then. But let's grab Willie McGee. Yeah, his fielding is awful. So I don't know why anyone's firing off fireworks tonight. Thank goodness Crouton's now pretty deaf. Even when the window's open, he doesn't hear fireworks much anymore. Yeah, there's a lot of like rookie years and final years Sea Grizzly in this group. There's definitely a lot of that going on. But then occasionally have those like weird negative spike years. Okay, so this is where I think we have to consider bringing George Bell over. He is also looking pretty good here, though. 65 OAK. The BABIP is terrible, but 60 power. So this is 1993. Negative 0.7. Okay. That is, even for OGB, that is relatively negative, but I think he was way more negative in BREF. George Bell. George Bell, BREF 1993 is negative 2.5. Alright, so we're still not going to bring him over then. Let's see what else. We may not need another outfielder, so we'll keep him over here for now. Our 2 DH candidates were Adam Dunn. Yeah, 50 power. The 80I is nice, but 50 hour, 20 avoid K, 30 BABIP. That's pretty bad. This is his 2011 season. According to OOTP, his 2011 was negative 0.6. According to BREF, it's negative 2.9. So I think we'll still take him. All right, and then we had Ted Simmons as a DH2. This profile looks way too good. There's no way we're taking him. This is way too good of a profile. Even though his defense is bad, this is way too good. All right, so what do we have? We have 14 position players, though. What we might not have is enough outfielders. Position ratings. Well, we do have 2 center fielders, 2 right fielders, and 2 left fielders. Now, granted, that's Willie McGee covering all 3. Sport McAllister, backup catcher, playing a couple. And we're not going to carry 3 first basemen. So this is where we do send Adam Dunn to the reserve. And this is where I now have to go back to StatHead to find an outfielder with negative WAR. We need one more player, I think, who we haven't grabbed already. Billy Hatcher in 1992. We didn't take him because it was a split season, and I didn't know how he would split. But let's go ahead and import him and see how he looks. He had a negative 2.8 WAR for the season. I'm a little worried that the split season profile is not going to have the entire negative 2.8 WAR. But let's try bringing him in. So Hatch BI01. What season was it? 1992. See, this looks like too good of a season again. 55 contact, 45 gap, 40 odd. Alright, how much further down do we have to go for another outfielder? Dave McCarty, 1993. Negative 2.7. Alright, let's see how that looks. Dave McCarty. $1.5 star. I like that already. See, this looks a little bit more like a negative 2.7 WAR season. Let me add him to the spreadsheet and to the form. Okay. So 1993. And which outfield spots did he play? Left, right, and first. Okay, so with him on the roster, we got to shortlist him. We have 2 center fielders. Yeah, I think we have enough coverage now. I think we're good. Okay, so now let's get 12 pitchers on here. We have our wish list starters. So let's start with Andy Larkin. Oh no. Johnny Babbage, negative 3.5. Johnny Babbage. He actually looks pretty good. This is 1935. His real life 1935. Positive 1.5 WAR. Although he did have a 60 ERA plus. Alright, let me look him up in BREF. Babbage. Johnny Babbage. Yeah, 1935, negative 3.5 WAR, according to BREF. What, positive 1.5 here, so we won't be. I don't think we'll be using him. I think he's going to the reserve. Man, I don't understand this disconnect between the two. All right, the next lowest on our list of the starting pitchers was. Oh, wait, Tom Fisher, negative 3.9. I missed him. He's a 2-star. 20 PVAP. Okay, I think he's safe. 20 PVAP. 1904. His real life 1904. 2.7 WAR. Oh, he did have. Well, he did have a lot of innings, I guess, but Tom Fisher. Let me look him up here. Tom Fisher, according to BREF, had a negative 3.8 WAR. All the same stats. 1.58 WHIP, yeah. Oh, this is interesting. OOTP has his ERA plus is 94. BREF has it as a 64. I wonder if that's like a transcription error, and if it is, I wonder if that affected his profile. But this profile looks pretty terrible. This looks like a total lowball profile. I'm taking him. We're keeping him. All right, next lowest. Negative 3.2, Andy Larkin from 1998. He is a 1.5 star. Yeah, this is a legit terrible profile. $1998. Yeah, they have him as a negative 1. We have him as a negative 3.2. And you know what? We're gonna force start them. Force roll starting pitcher. Yeah, we'll do the same for Larkin. I think too we could maybe do that with some of the batters, like George Wright's a 55 and right, but I think we want him playing center. Although, yeah, we have McGee as a right fielder. I think those two. I think it'll start right anyway. Well, we can figure that once we ask for the first lineup and see what it gives us. Okay, so Larkin's definitely in the rotation. The next lowest after Larkin is Flint Ram at negative 3.2. He got control, but nothing else. His real 1933, according to a point positive 0.7. BREF has him as a negative 3.2. So let's leave him over here for now. I mean, other than the control, he is terrible. But Bill Bailey's the next one, but Bailey looks way too good. Yeah, we're not bringing Bailey over. George Castor, also a negative 3.1. This looks pretty bad. His nickname is Ugg, by the way. 1940. Let's look at his 1940. Oops. 1940. Let's look at his real life 1940. Positive 0.5. Alright, let's keep looking. Gus Dorner from 1906. Gus Dorner. He's a 2.5 star. What is happening with some of these pictures? Alright. Bob Feller, negative 2.9. He's a 2.5 star. Paul Parrott, negative 2.8. This was not great. This might be alright. Paul Parrott from 1913. Yeah, this is a positive 1.1 war. What? I don't know. This is weird. How about Terry Mulholland? He's a 2-star. Okay, maybe we will take these bad but high control guys. Oh, like Rube Bressler looks legit pretty bad. Let's take a look at him. 1915. Real life 1915. Positive 0.7. What is with this disconnect between... I don't understand. That's wild. I kind of didn't want to take Blast because he clearly had some sort of like meltdown, like a Rick Ankiel style meltdown. But we just don't have enough bad pitchers, so I think we're going to have to take Steve Blass. 1973. Okay, so we have 3 starters now with Steve Blass. Yeah, it definitely calculates WAR differently, but the problem is like that the profile is so different because of that. So let me go look at this file again and see if we can find a worse pitcher season. We want starting pitchers. 1900 and onward. I think he actually later sent me a 1900 pitchers one. Yeah, there's a 1900s. Okay, so Jim Clancy had a 1989 negative 2.7. So let's try importing that one. $19.89. Two and a half star. Negative 2.7 according to VREF. Positive 2 according to OOTP. Alright, we'll keep looking down the list. Ryan Roland Smith, 2010, negative 2.6. ROWLARY01. Nineteen, 2010, negative 2.6. True star. This looks pretty bad, though. This does look pretty bad. Negative 2. Oh, negative 2.1 in OTP, too. Okay, this guy's definitely in. 2010. Mariners legend. He gets a rotation spot as well. Alright, so that's 4 starters. Keep going down the list. Todd Van Poppel has a bad one, but he only had 15 starts in 37 games. Dallas Keuchel has 14 starts in 14 games, but it's a split season. But let's take a look at it because it is a 9.20 ERA season, 2022 for Dallas Keuchel. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, that's pretty bad. This is legit bad. 2022. Yeah, negative 2. I mean, from what we've seen, that's actually, at least it's negative. And this is a legit bad profile. I'm surprised it's a 2-star. Okay, so we have our starting rotation. And then let's get some relief pitchers in here. Like Cal McClish looks legit terrible, and he is on our list as a swingman, I think. Yeah. So Cal McClish for sure we're gonna take. This is a low ball crater roster guy if I ever saw one. Now the reason we have him as a swingman is the year in question. He did start 13 games. So he could potentially be in the rotation. He's actually worse than Ryan Rowland-Smith, who we just added. He's probably worse than Tom Fisher, too. How many starts did Tom Fisher have? 1904. He did start 21 of 31, so he definitely is a starter. Rowland-Smith. He started 20 of 27, so he definitely is in the rotation. Larkin in 1998. 14 of 17 starts. Yeah, he's in there too. Blass. 1973. He started 18 of 23. Keuchel started 14 of 14. So, who has the lowest stamina of these guys? Oh, McClish does. Okay, so yeah, so I'm fine with him being in the bullpen. So we'll make him a long reliever. Yeah, okay, keeps her guys in the rotation. All right, great. All right, who else is clearly bad enough to be in the bullpen here? Byron McLaughlin looks pretty bad. Yeah, this is bad enough to be in for sure. I wonder what his OOTP. 1980. Yeah, negative 1.5. That's legit bad on both. So. All right, let's see. This Rod Davis looks pretty bad. This is 1986 Ron Davis. In 1986, OTP has him as a negative 0.8. Yeah, okay. He's definitely on. He's definitely on the squad. We got 3 in the pen now. Wow, Ron Davis is the closer with that profile. I mean, someone's got to be the closer, I guess. So Lloyd Allen's interesting. He's got HRA, but No PBAB per control. This is a 1973 Lloyd Allen. In 1973, he has negative .6. Yeah, okay, so that seems legit too. Are we going to have any lefties? Because he's another righty. We should add... Oh, we do have throws. So Danforth is a lefty. This Hamilton is all stuff. This might be a good one to take. He's a lefty. $19.80. Yeah, -1 WAR in 1980 on OOTP. -2 point. -3.1 on ours, so very negative on both. And he's a lefty. Can we get another lefty? Let's see. Danforth is actually pretty bad. 1919. In 1919, 0.1. Not as negative as I'd like, but it's very negative on BREF. And this profile is pretty bad. 35. I mean, it's all stuff. 40 HRA, 20 PBAB by 35 control. He has 50 stuff, so what? Alright, so we now have 6 in the pen. We're getting there. We need one more. Which is good timing because I need to draft my my live drafts. Alright, we need one more. We have, what do you have, two lefties? A third lefty would be nice, but not necessary. Peronoski definitely looks like he's too good here. Tomlin's an interesting... Oh, Lidge looks bad. All stuff. Let's see what his OTP war looks like. 2009. -0.8. Perfect. We'll take Brad Lidge. All right, just in time. I think we have a full roster now. 12 pitchers, 14 batters. The bullpen is Lidge closing, Danforth and Ron Davis setting up, McLaughlin, Hamilton, and Lloyd Allen in middle relief, and Cal McGlish in long relief and mop-up. Let's ask for some lineups. McGee leading off in right, George right in center, McCarty in left. Yeah, if the positions are working out the way we had hoped. Royster is starting at third. No, we wanted him to be in the reserve role. So we want Levy or Pat Rocket starting. Yeah, Royster might be one of these. He might be too good. Let's see. 1977. No, he's a -0.8, so I guess it's okay that he's starting at shortstop. It was supposed to be Levy or Rocket at short, but... Levy was our top choice, right? Yeah, negative 3.9. So we're going to force start levy it short. And now I think that's probably going to move Royster to third. So who do you want to force start at third? I mean, Royster was -4. I just didn't want him to start over one of our shortstops. So I think this will be fine now. Should be all right. Royster will probably move to third. Yeah. And he was our starting third baseman, penciled in a -4 WAR. So catcher is Manwaring instead of McAllister. They were only separated by 0.2 WAR, so that's fine. Okay, so this is it. You see our lineups. You've seen our pitching staffs. I am now going to go. We're going to save this. And now I'm going to go do a couple live drafts while you do your forms. You should have. Oh, we're going to do Saber. Wait. We do sabermetric when we're trying to win. What should our strategy be when we're trying to lose? Should it be small ball? Small ball feels right. We're going to go small ball. Waste a bunch of outs. Small ball feels right. Okay. All right. You've seen the team. You know the strategy. I am gonna now. I'm now gonna do some drafts real quick while people fill out their forms. I'm already in the grace period, so let me crank these out here. We can't get into a live quick. And we'll sign up for late silver. I did just update my late silver profile. Perfect drafts. All right, let's knock this out. I believe this is a modern default era neutral ballpark one. Did you submit your form? I don't know. Let me see. You did submit your form. Oh, we got 20 Clubhouse stars for Just for Dinner, Diamond and Gold. That's nice. All right. Let's see. Shohei. I think we got to take Witt for the defense, but I do like that Canyonero profile a lot. Okay, Alvarez is bat for sure, but we already have a DH, so I think I have to go Corbin Carroll here. Let's see. I don't love Will Smith at catcher. I guess we'll go. I think we'll go Torres Alonso and hope to go catcher center field in the next round. Kirk and Harris the second, I think. We don't need Lindor because we have Bobby Witt Jr., so I think that's fine. How is Horner at third? He's an 84. How's Torres at third? Yeah, we'll go Horner and see. There's no. I guess Prelip's not bad. Okay. We can still use another outfielder, corner outfielder. Taj Bradley, I like. I guess we'll go Nimmo Bradley, and then we're gonna go pitcher here. Wozinski's not bad, and Jerohan is listed as a reliever, but he could definitely start with 69. Very nice stamina. All right, so counting him as a starter, we got 4 starters, so we're in good shape. All right, so we have 5 starters now. Backup infielder. And then we need a backup center fielder and then a backup. Well, we already took our backup catcher. Okay, we have 6 pitchers plus Otani. Oh, like Bubba Chandler here, like Matt's here. Okay, what are we missing? Because we already have our 2 catchers. Backup shortstop. Yeah, we can go Montgomery. I usually don't take him because his contact is so bad, but power, and he's decent at short. Decent enough to be a backup. Alright, so we've got 10 pitchers, including Shohei. We have to take 3 here. Elmer Rodriguez. Who do I know? I think Freeland's decent. Oh, but he's all control. I don't like that profile. Oh, man. Alright, we're going to have to take 2 bad pitchers here. Who is the least terrible? Acton, probably. And Freeland. We'll just hope he doesn't pitch much. Okay, we'll take Cabrera. And who is backing up center field, by the way? Oh, Corbin Carroll, who's a starter. Brandon Nimmo, who's a 43. That's not great. Alright, Arias better than Cabrera. And then to back up center field. None of these guys can really back up center field anyway. Alright, so we'll just take Cabrera. He's the next best bat. Alright, I'm going to change accounts and do another one, and then we'll be done. I'm assuming I'm leaving extra time for LLB, but I don't even know if LLB's in the chat tonight, so let's do this. Let me BRB for a second, and then I'll be right back, and then we'll knock out this draft. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so let's just knock this out and then we'll check in on the form. I am wondering. So I think my results have gotten better since I got some um, on-stream feedback from Smiley Face Jade and a couple of perfect drafts. And I'm no dummy. If she's going to give me advice, I'm going to listen. Uh, and so I definitely have been getting better results since then. I wonder, like I try to come out of silver with 4 starting pitchers and then all 9 batter spots filled with starters. I'm wondering if I should be going for 5 starting pitchers by the time I finish silver and being okay with 1 starting bat as a bronze. I just kind of assume that the it's harder to find good bats later, but that might not be true. Shohei, nice to get Shohei in the 3rd round. All right, I can still use a true center fielder. I can still use a catcher, and I can still use a shortstop. So Perdomo and Kirk. I'm passing on Harris, hoping that get like Julio Rodriguez or some who else? Even Varsho would do at a pinch. At least he's a high defensive center fielder. All right, so we're gonna pass on Harris a second. I might regret it, but there's Varsho. He's a 106 in center. He has 93 power. And we can still take Lindor to pair up the middle with Perdomo. McConnell also pretty good. Lindor better in the field too, so we'll go Varsho Lindor. I really like this Carlos Correa card, so we're going to take him to round out the infield. We still have a spot for first base. But we'll take Cavalli here. Davis Martin. If Otto Lopez is tempting, what would happen in the infield? Let's see. We already have Correa, Lindor, and Perdomo. One of them would end up playing first, which maybe is okay. It's probably Otto Lopez, and then unless there's a better power bat, I really like his contact bat, and the fact that he can play all the infield spots in a pinch. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna try going contact here this time. Godolo pretty good. Joan pretty good. So again, we have 4 starting pitchers, and then the entire lineup is full. I do wonder if I should be going, instead of 4 and 9, I should be going 5 and 8. All right, what do we got in bronze here? We do have 2 of my favorite backup infielders. I haven't thought about Jonathan India much, but yeah, I think I still like Turner and Simeon better. And between the 2, I think I like Turner's better all around, better glove, so we'll go Sprout Turner. We still need a backup center fielder and a backup catcher. Do you like Kikuchi? Jake Myers is a 90 in center field, so that'll do. And pretty decent contact bat, so we'll take him. Okay, so the only thing we're missing now is backup catcher. Oh, and here's Ballesteros. Perfect. And I like Cantillo. All right, very good round. That's 7. We'll have 7 pitchers plus Shohei headed in around 12, which is okay. I think that's fine. All right, round 13, we'll have 2 starters and 4 relievers, so 6 pitchers total. We have 8 now, so I'd like to get to 10 here. Louder. I mean, what positions do we need? All right, backup infielder, second and third. Let's see, who would I take? You know, I don't think there's an obvious pick here, so I think we'll go pitcher, and then we'll take 2 iron bats. Gallen or McCullers? We'll go McCullers, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. I am tired. Sorry if that's too obvious. Uh, 10. So three relief pitchers. Dax Fulton, J.P. Sears. I think Marilla. And then 2 position players. Mastrobuoni and Castellanos deep to left field. Take him. All right. So, I can't run it tomorrow. I'm not streaming tomorrow, but that normally I would consider that, but since I'm not streaming tomorrow, okay. I think we're gonna go ahead and close the forum. Everyone will have up until I get back into the save, and I'll close the forum. Let's. Anyone else? Anyone else? I'm gonna. Here's what I'll do. I will format the spreadsheet. That'll give everyone a little extra time to enter in case we have anyone in the chat who is waiting to submit. Okay, that is ready. So I'm going to close the form. Good luck, everybody. And oh, you know what? Let me reopen the form because I'm going to run ads so that we're not interrupted during this sim. I forgot when I took my short BRB earlier, I didn't run ads, so I don't want them to come in during the sim. All right. Everyone gets a few extra minutes there to fill out the form. think we're back from the ad break. I was just messing around with the quick start save. Looks like the ad break is now officially over. Alright, so I'm going to close the form. We did not get any new entrants, so we're still where we were before. There's no problem. There are 5 of you in the competition tonight. Good luck, everybody. Let's take a look at those guesses. So look, I haven't looked at the numerical guesses, but I have no idea where this team's going to finish. The way some of the players imported is interesting. The fact that the OTP wars are so different from the BRF wars. I wish we could have like a easy way to look up OOTP wars, because I would just redo this exercise using OOTP wars and try to get a truly terrible team. But I think any number below 50 would be believable to me. If you said 28, I'd believe you. If you said 48, I would believe you. But I think it will be under 50. So will this team have the worst record in the majors? Everybody thinks so. Lots of low ball confidence here. So therefore worse than the AL and the division. And no one will make the playoffs for the division. So it's going to come down to the win total for sure. Definitely, everyone's on board on this one. All right, so let's see what the preseason prediction is going to look like. We'll sim to opening day. This is where you'll see the preseason predictions getting generated. MLB, reports and info, preseason predictions. 14, I said 28. 14. 14 wins. Wow. 375 runs scored. That is amazingly low. And 1355 runs against. This is like a perversion of Flying WV's low ball approach, where the pitching is terrible, and it's so bad that it makes up for the really good bats yesterday. This is the pitching's terrible, and it has terrible bats. 14 wins. Amazing. You know what, though? This is going to make my game I'm going to base off of this even more fun. So what I'm going to do on the next stream is I'm going to try to pick 6 all-time player seasons to add to this team and try to get into the playoffs. So I'm going to play a little historic studs and duds with this roster. But I didn't know my starting point was potentially going to be as low as 14. And the all scrub team though was deceptive though, because it's all scrub level choices, but I still took the best out of every 5. And I think that team won like 20 something. But this is like if it was scrub level and you had to take the worst of every 5, right? That's what these players are like. So the 14 kind of makes sense if you think about it that way. Wow. It's still shocking to see in print, though, like that. 14 wins. All right, let's watch game 1. We got to sim ahead to our opening day. We'll be playing the Brewers. All right, let's go to the scores view. Game 1, hide scores. 1904, Tom Fisher on the mound. Look at this. A scoreless first inning. We head to the top of the second. Still nothing, nothing. Yelich facing Tom Fisher. Fly ball to right. Over the right fielder's head. That's some bad defense there. The throw to second is not going to be in time. Leadoff double to start the second. First and second, full count to Durbin. And he loads the bases. Rhys Hoskins, still no outs, 2-2 count. Pops him up. Is it? No. I thought it was going to center field. Shortstop squeezes it. Blake Perkins, first pitch. Ground ball to the big Ezra Denny hop. Oh. So here's the when it makes this big hop, Ezra Denny noticed that this big hop always leads to the batter being safe. So I call that the Ezra Denny hop now. I don't know, like I'm acting like I'm disappointed we're losing, but like in low ball you want the team to lose, but I don't want this team to lose. I actually just want to see how they do. I kind of want them to win. Frelick bloops one in the right field. Oh, that's going to drop in. Still bases loaded, 1 out, 1-2 count. Oh, a strikeout. Fisher gets him on a strikeout. Wow. All right. 2 outs and a full count. Bases loaded to Terang. Walks a run in. Another. Oh, okay. So actually, that's it. Only 3 runs. Not too bad. Let's hit to the top of the 5th. Full count. Churio leading things off. Flies ball to left field. That is gone. Okay, that's worse than a walk. Top of the 7th now. 5-0 game. 1 out, 2-1 count to Durbin. McLish is now in. Fly ball to deep left center field. That is gone. Even with the new animations, I could tell that one was gone. Yeah, I'd rather root for this team too, Clay Dog. I think that's right. I think that was the gut feeling I was having with that. Hoskins. I mean, it's like the ultimate underdog team, right? That's gone. 7-0. Top of the 9th. 2 outs and a 2-2 count. Goes down swinging, and that's it. How many hits did we get? We got 4 hit and shutout. That's pretty bad. Oh, okay. I mean, take a picture. This will be the one time where we're leading the leaderboard. Because the Tokyo series was an NL all NL series, and we were playing intra league, so we, despite getting 4 hit, we are leading the league in everything. Because we're the only AL team that has played a game right now. So I'm going to screenshot this while we are leading the league in everything as the all scrub team, the all IRL scrub team. Second best ERA in the league, Cal McLish with a 6.0. Second best WAR, Tom Fisher with a negative .1. Yep. Third best OPS, 500. Third best OPS is 500. We have no one better than 500. We only have 2 players better than a 500 OPS right now. One day in. Because we got 4 hit. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Let's send the rest of the month. 0-3. Let's see what the scores look like in those 3 games. 7-0, 10-1. Oh, and 9-5. We scored 5 runs. Look at this offensive outburst. Wow, what happened there? Let's see. Royster went yard. McAllister went yard. Wow, we just had the bad luck of giving up more than 5 runs. Wow, not bad, not bad. That's huge for this team. All right, let's do the month of April. We got our first win. We got our second win. Third win. Third win. Still on the third win. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You're still on the fourth win. How long were we on that third win? How long was that losing streak? It won't give us a achievement, so we're gonna have to count it. That was a long losing streak, though. That was a long one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 game losing streak, immediately followed by another 3 game losing streak. Yeah, we were on the 3 for a while there. Wow. But check out this the Pittsburgh Detroit series. We went 3-2. 3-2 against Pittsburgh and Detroit. All right, we're 4-27, 16.5 games. 16.5 games back on May 1st. That's way worse than the Mets. 7 fewer wins. Okay, but check out the Giants. The Giants are also single-digit wins. They're 15.5 games behind. We're 16.5 games behind. Of course, their win percentage is more than double ours, but still, the Giants keeping us company in the single-digit department. All right, let's run the month of May. 4 wins, still 4 wins, still 4 wins. Come on, where's the 5th win? 5th win, there you go. There you go. There's just a long space between every win. We got spoiled by those early 3 wins. Uh, 5-52, a .088 win percentage, 30.5 games behind on June 1st. We've lost 10 in a row again, and that's after another losing streak. So how long was that other losing streak? We had, 12 in April. This one goes back into the end of April. So 3 to end April. 3 to end April. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. An 18-game losing streak. And then here's another 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we're in the midst of a 10 game. These are some long losing streaks. All right, let's finish the month of June. There's no way we have anything on here, right? No. Yeah. Five wins. 5 wins. We're now down below .07 win percentage. Our win percentage 6%. 6%. 46.5 games behind. We have 5 wins. 5 wins. Oh, man. 5 wins. All right, let's sim to the All-Star break. When is the owner going to shift to rebuild, by the way? Still 5 wins. 6 wins. There we go. There's 7. Whoa, look at that. 2-8 in the last 10. When's the last time we saw a 2 in that list? All right. We have one more game to play. Another loss. We are 7-88, 52.5 games behind. All right. There's no way we get more than the one required All-Star, right? Flannery says owner win now. Oh, LLB. Yeah, this is the lowest war roster. All the lowest war seasons that we could find. We had a lot of. It was challenging though, because the OOTP wars were different from the baseball reference wars, and some of the players came in actually like pretty decent. So we had to replace them with worse players. So this is like a IRL lowball team, but it's worse than lowball because we don't have to take any legend level players or anything. So this is yeah, this is bad. All right, so let's check out the All-Star voting. I mean, we'll look at the voting one, but I mean that's just kind of going through the motions here because there are not going to be any of our players on here. There are none of our players on here. Now, the game not great at voting for pitchers. let's just make sure we're not being snubbed. 0-17 with a 12.33 ERA. Look at this stud, 7.71. Dallas Keuchel, 7.71 ERA, still 1-14. Ryan Roland Smith, 7.90 ERA, 0-15. Leading the team in innings pitched though. Check out Dave Danforth. You know what? The high. This is the high stuff, low everything else pitcher. Oh no, he's not even that high. He's 50 stuff, low everything else. He's got a 3.90 ERA. Even among the bad, Cal McClish with a negative 3.2 WAR. Impressive. All right, let's see who was actually selected. They have to take at least one of her players. Oh, okay. Who will it be? Could it be 0 WAR Dave Danforth with a 3.90 ERA? How does Roland Smith have a 7.90 ERA and 0-15 record and have 0 WAR? This is saying a replacement level player would also be 0-15 with 7.9 ERA. That doesn't seem correct to me. All right, let's look at the batters and see where our potential All-Star might come from. We'll start by OPS. 653. Chris Davis leading in OPS. He has 14 bombs and a 220 average, so he might be our all-star. Jake's Parrott has 13 stolen bases. Jerry Royster has 17 stolen bases. Remember, I thought Jerry Royster might be too good when I looked at his profile? 178 average, 503 OPS. I was wrong. All right, let's see who was selected. Dave Danforth. Wait, he has a 4.10 ERA? I thought he had a 3.9 ERA. Alright, well, that's fine though. 0-1, 4.10 ERA, 1.54 whip, negative 0.2 WAR. Is he the only negative WAR player? He's got to be the only negative WAR player in the All-Star game. No, Ryan Helsley from St. Louis has a negative 0.1 WAR. And they are both their team's only representatives, so. Let's just confirm. Let me just make sure I'm not jumping the gun here. I don't see any other years. That's what we could look for. It's just the year. I don't see another year. So Dave Danforth is our sole representative of the All-Star game. Home run challenge, unless Chris Davis is in there. We're not going to have anyone in here. He has 14. The lowest is 27. So he's halfway to the qualifying for the home run derby. Joe Adell, Manzardo, Raleigh, and Kurtz advance. So Otani and Judge are gone. Judge isn't even in this. Wow. Oh, that's because we replaced the Yankees. I'm so dumb. Alright. Adele and Kurtz advance. And Joe Adell. Joe Adell rolling in the deep. Winning 12 to 10. Alright, let's go the All-Star game. We'll sim ahead to that. Let's see if our one player does anything. Big Dumper is the player of the game. The AL did win. Our team is in the AL. Let's see if our player got in the game. Yes! He pitched 1/3 of an inning and got an out. He faced one batter and got an out. Whitlock was getting crushed, so they brought in Danforth. They're like, he can't get any worse. Danforth pitched one clean 1/3 of an inning. Nicely done, Danforth. All right, 7-88 coming out of the All-Star break. Nice and rested. Everyone's well rested and recharged. Let's make a run at the pennant here. Still 7 wins. 8 wins. 8 wins. 8 and 100. 8 and 100. The Rockies have 36 wins. The Nationals have 39. All right, let's sim August. 9 wins. 10 wins. Look how fast they're coming now. We're almost up to 10% of our games being won. And we're back down to less than 8% of our games won. And we're back down below 7.5% of our games won. 8 consecutive strikeouts thrown by Brad Lidge. We're at a 20-game losing streak, 10 and 126. As we're going to sim the month of September. Below 7.5% of our games won. Below 7% of our games won. 11 and 150. Less than 7% of our games won. 24-game losing streak. Can we end the season on a win? Can we end the season on a win? So let's watch this. We've got 1 in 25 Tom Fisher. 1 in 25 Tom Fisher facing 9 and 13 Kyle Bradish. Okay, we're gonna watch this game. Can we end this losing streak to end the season? Well, top of the first, the Orioles have 2 men on. Cedric Mullins up with 1 out and a 1-0 count. Ground ball to second. Turn it to short. Back to first. Double play! They got out of the first inning. Nice. Oh, but we didn't do anything in the bottom inning, so it's back to the top of the second. First and second. 2 outs and a 1-0 count to Emmanuel Rivera. Now, Rivera has 35 power, but I'm worried that he's going to go yard here. Nope. Oh, it's the Ezra Denny hop. You saw it here. The Ezra Denny hop. Base hit. Bases loaded. Ryan O'Hearn. 2 outs. First pitch swinging. Line drive to center. Oh, it's going to drop in. And there goes the shutout. Throw home is not time. The trail runners do not advance, though. And we only allow 2 runs. Headed to the bottom of the 5th. Only down by 2. Jigs Parrott leading things off. 0-2 count. Second baseman lines one into right field. Base hit. George Scott. 0-1 count. Runner's going. Oh, we're playing small ball. That's right. And he's in. Runner in scoring position for George Scott. And we didn't score. Top of the 6th, 2-2 count to Tyler O'Neill. Leading off the inning. Oh no. Oh no. That's gone. And it's a 3-0 game. Gary Sanchez, top of the 8th. 2 outs. First pitch. Line drive into left center field. That is going to be cut off by the center fielder. We'll hold him to a long single. Bases loaded. A run has already scored. Good thing we held him to a long single. 2 outs and no 2 count to Ryan Mountcastle. Danforth is in the game. In relief. Blooper in the right field. Oh, it drops in front of the right fielder. 2 runs scored. It is now a 6-0 game. 9-1 head into the bottom of the 9th. Not looking good as Jigs Parrott comes up with a 1-0 count. Ground ball to the pitcher. Throw to first. I'm reminded of the preseason prediction. 14 wins. We didn't even get to 14 wins. We got to 11 wins. Amazing. I mean, this team did do what it was supposed to do. They are the worst war seasons of all time. And they won 11 games in the majors. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's go to the standings view. The Rockies won 54 games. We won 11. Yeah. Yeah, we just had no achievements, of course, so... Okay, let's save this. This is going to be... This is what I wanted, though. This team now, I'm going to try to add 6 historic player seasons to it. And I'm going to try to make the playoffs. From 11 wins to a playoff team. Right, so one of the bonds is probably a Shohei, a 2-way Shohei. That's got to help. Now, the question is, do I go Flying WV style and go all batters and just let the pitching remain terrible? I'm going to give myself 6 players just like in studs and duds. Do I take a catcher? I don't know. A Bonds, a Ruth, and a Mays almost feel automatic. And I'm thinking A-Rod at short. I'm thinking guys who can hit for contact and power. And eye. But they have to be able to field too. So like a Rogers Hornsby at second. I don't know. I think I can do it. I think it's possible. I mean, there's only one way to find out. We'll find out next week. I'm going to figure out which players I'm going to add. And can I get this team into the playoffs? Amber had expected one of those who were career decent to... Yeah, but the career's not good. This is on recalc, so the career is not going to matter. The ratings are the ratings are based on the season stats. They're not impacted by career at all. The only way that would come into play is at the end of season recalc, which is after everything is said and done for our sim. What was the high? Well, I guess we'll find out. But oh no, we guessed the lowest batting average. What was the highest batting average of this team? 221 was the highest batting average. 325 was the highest slug, and 577 was the highest OPS. Amazing. Amazing. Amazingly bad, this team. Unbelievable. I think I saved this, right? So, okay, let's go to the postseason. Um, let's see, where are we in the tree? Oh, we did not qualify for the playoffs. Season score is going to be 1. It doesn't get lower than 1. And 1 seems to start around 50 wins. 45, 50 wins. So this will guaranteed 1. All right, Padres beat the Brewers 2-1. The Phillies sweep the Dodgers. So the Phillies play the Diamondbacks. Padres will face the Cubs. The Rangers sweep the Royals to face the Red Sox. The Blue Jays beat the Athletics to face the Tigers. Rangers beat the Red Sox. Blue Jays beat the Tigers. Both of those series went 5. In the NL, both series went 4. Padres beat the Cubs, and the Diamondbacks beat the Phillies. Padres beat the Diamondbacks in 6, and the Rangers beat the Blue Jays in 7. We have a Rangers Padres World Series. Goes to Game 7, and the Rangers win it. Game score is 1. So there's a game score. And let's give out some postseason awards here. There's no way we get anything, right? Oh, what is the mouse hover? Is it all 30s? Is it all 30s? Is it all 30s? Let's see. Even in lowball, we've never had that, all 30s. It is all 30s. Amazing. L25. Okay, I need a screenshot of this. And then I need a screenshot of the mouse hover. Perfect. Look at the Yankees, last and everything. As a Mets fan, look at that. 30th and everything. Oh, the Mets won 91 games but missed out on the playoffs. They finished 1 game behind the Dodgers for the third wild card spot. All right, let's go to some postseason awards. Great Glove Awards. What? We didn't get a Great Glove. Nope, no Yankees there. All right, next up, reliever of the year. Our best reliever. Danforth's ERA went up to 5. Every starter won. No, Steve Blass did not win a game. Steve Blass went 0-28 with a 12.42 ERA. 10.1 walks per 9. Dave Hamilton. This is some Nuke Lelouch stuff from Dave Hamilton. 12.7 strikeouts per 9, 11.0 walks per 9. 14 walks. New league record. 14 strikeouts. New league record. That's Dave Hamilton in the bullpen. Yeah, Danforth did end with a 0 WAR, which is amazing. Amazing. So I don't think we're going to get any points here for relief pitcher of the year. Yep, we did not make the top 7 vote getters there. Platinum Stick Awards, we're not going to get any of these. Rookie of the Year. Oh, we may have someone Rookie of the Year eligible. They're not going to win, but they might be eligible. All right, next up is Cy Young Award. Only 7 players got votes. Danny Wu comes in 7th. Nice. All right, next up, MVP. We're not going to get any votes here either. So we pulled a Flying WV where we got the minimum number of All-Stars and then didn't get any votes in any of the postseason awards. So Flying WV the only one to do that in OOTP26, and then for a while was the only one to have done it in OOTP27. All right. I think we're ready to go to the pack giveaway form. This is going to be an interesting one. I think there's going to be a lot of not close but closest in this one tonight. All right, let's get ready for this. All right, everyone was correct that they were worse in the majors and therefore worse in the AL, worse in the division, and they did not make the playoffs. So everyone advances to the final question in the survival style part, which is games 1. Now, if there's a tie here, both first and second get determined in the second place section, which would be kind of fun. The answer we're looking for is 11. Who guessed 11? Formarchi is closest with 28. Hey, that's the number I made up when I said a 28 wouldn't shock me, a 48 wouldn't shock me. I did not think about 11. But Formarchi gets the 7 packs. Everyone else is going to compete now for the 3 packs. Now, normally you get a 3-point bonus for making it to the final question, but since everyone made it, I'm just going to cancel that 3-point bonus. Okay, so Formarchi doesn't get theirs scored, having already won. Okay, first up, games behind. We finished 86 games. Okay, it's a 162 game season, and we finished 86 games behind. 86 games behind. The high answer is going to take it. Amber with a 63 is going to get a solo point there. How many All-Stars? It was the minimum of 1. All right, next up, Gold Glove winners. I mean, we didn't get anything, so yeah, no Gold Glove winners. So Nerd of Anarchy and Flying WV get points there. Platinum Sick Awards, there were none, so points there. All right, next up is Run Scored Mouse Hover, 30th. So Nerd, Z, Grizzly, and Flying W get points there. Batting average, 30th. Amber, Nerd, and Flying W get points there. All right, what's next? Home runs hit, 30th. The answers are easy, all 30th. ERA, 30th. Strikeouts thrown, 30th. And defensive efficiency, 30th. Oh, only Amber and Flying W get points on that one. All right, next up, home runs hit by the team leader in home runs. 19 by Chris Davis. 19. Only Flying W dared to guess below 20 and reaps the benefits of that. Now, strikeouts. Oh, yeah. Flying W unfortunately had a typo here. Batter strikeouts. 215, also by Chris Davis. He had 14 home runs and 215 strikeouts. See, Grizzly's going to get a solo point there for that one. Oh, wait. Oh, before we're supposed to go to the batter section, I'm supposed to add up the previous. So, up to the batter section, Amber has 3. Nerdwake has 8. Z Grizzly has 6. Again, I'm not counting the batting ones yet. And 5WV has 9. Alright, so now we're in the batters. FlyW gets the first one. Z Grizzly gets the second one. Lowest batting average. We talked about the highest is 221. The lowest with at least 300 plate appearances, George Scott hit 159. 159. 2 guesses of 176 get points. Nerd of Anarchy and Flying WV. All right, next up is OPS. We talked about the high was 577. The low qualifier was Jim Levy, who we force started at shortstop, 438. 438 OPS. Low answer is fucking. Oh, look at this. Farmarchi would have been right there with 427, but it's going to be Nerd of Anarchy with a 488 guess that's going to take that. And then the lowest batter WAR, negative 4.8 by Willie McGee. No, negative 5.2. Done twice. George Scott and Dave McCarty each had a negative 5.2 WAR. Negative 5.2. So 5.2 is... Okay, so the mean guess of negative 3.69. So that's basically a 3.7. So that's going to be 1.5 away, right? Wait, what was the answer? 5.2? Yes, that's about 1.5. Nervec is 1.72 negative. So I think Find V is actually the closest. Wow. Yeah, even if Marty hadn't won first place, I think LLB is right. I think they might have gotten every question so far. Marty's crushing this. Alright, so after the batting questions, we got Amber with 3, Nerd picks up 2 to move up to 10. Z Grizzly moves up to 7. But Finder V picks up 3 to move up to 12. Actually extends the lead. Alright, pitching questions. Most strikeouts thrown. Tom Fisher, with a 9.44 ERA and the 1-in-26 record, did throw 147 strikeouts. He had 40 stuff, and he threw 147 strikeouts in 150 in the third innings, and 8.4 strikeouts per 9. So 147. Nerd of Anarchy with a 145. Great guess there. All right, how many home runs allowed? 40. 40 by Andy Larkin. 40. Flying to V 3 away with a guess of 37. All right, highest ERA with at least 100 innings pitched. Steve Blass, 12.42. So high guess is going to take it, which is Z Grizzly with a 10.5. And the highest whip, also Steve Blass, 2.77. Amber's 2.69. The meme guess is going to take that one. And the worst pitcher WAR, negative 3.8, also by Steve Blass. Flying W is going to end with a point. So that's 4 for Amber, 11 for Nerd of Anarchy, 8 for Z Grizzly, and 14 for Flying W. So for Marty, first place, 7 packs. Flying W, second place. I mean, Marty really would have gotten 3 points for the second place too if we scored winners sheets. I think Marty wins everything. So amazing guesses by Marty. But I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a blast doing that. That was super fun. And now I'm going to start thinking about what 6 players am I going to bring in to try to drag this team into the playoffs. Let's look at... I want to look at achievements because I bet we got no hit a bunch of times. So you can go to MLB, reports in... No, league history index. And then you go to accomplishments. Oh, I bet a lot of these 3 home run games were against us. Versus New York. Oh, only 2 against us. Okay. No hitters. Wow. Okay, we did not get no hit that season. That's very surprising. That is incredibly surprising. I thought there was going to be a whole laundry list of no hitters against us. Oh, Viento. I said a cycle while playing for New York, but it was for the Mets. Okay, Joe Ryan did strike us out 15 times, so there is that. But yeah, that's the only noteworthy achievement against us. That's interesting. What teams did we beat? Yeah, we can look at that. We can go by team. Okay, we beat, in case there's interleague too, let's see. We beat the Cubs once, the Tigers once, the Astros twice. Take that, cheaters. We beat the Astros twice. The Mets, of course the Mets. Of course we beat the Mets. And we beat the Pirates twice. The Pirates just get the short end of the stick all the time in this game. We beat the Rays once. We beat the Rangers twice. And we beat the Blue Jays once. Sorry, Lap. So we beat the Astros twice. Did we even play the Rockies? So we didn't beat the Rockies. Did the Rockies beat us? Okay, yeah, the Rockies swept us. 3 games. They swept us. They went 3-0 against us. The Rockies swept us. We contributed to the Rockies' 54 wins. All right. Well, this is our last chance to raid Ophi this week because there's sumo going on. We're going to raid into Lone Star's 24-hour stream Thursday night, which is the last time Ophi streams each week. So I think we're going to raid Ophi tonight. Unless there's an affiliate streaming OOTP right now, which I doubt. Let's take a look. Let me check. Yeah, no, we're the only ones streaming this game right now. So we're gonna raid Ophi. Last chance of the week to do that. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow I am off. Thursday will just be pack rips. We're kind of back on a regular schedule now. Um, Friday will be a busy day. We've got Paul Sporer playing Creator Roster in the afternoon, and then Nerd of Anarchy playing Deadball Creator Roster at night, and then we've got Flying V playing Saturday night, and then we've got some openings if anyone wants to. If everyone has a redemption they need to schedule or they want to redeem one, we have a couple openings next week. Yeah, Sporer has not only EVC. Or the non like late night community folks to play. So yeah, so we have some streams coming up, some sims coming up. Back to two on Friday night will be good, or Friday will be fun. A lot of times it's like a theme sim and then a community game, but those will be two community games on Friday. Oh, and Ezra's played. Ezra played and EVC has played. Although Ezra is usually here, he just like but has to usually raid and run. But he did play. All right. See you all Thursday. Have a good Wednesday, everybody.